Right, I want to give up praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shabbat, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the Apostle GMS that ruleth well. Peace, blessing, salutation to your Akim out there that's laboring, holding it down, pushing, striving, keeping it faith, not being moved, not becoming weak. I read this earlier, and what stood out to me was they had pyramids. But now, if you read about different tribes amongst Northern Kingdom, this is, if I'm not mistaken, this would be Issachar, the tribe of Issachar. And when you read about, there's different books out there on the Promise 12 tribe. Oh man, I can't. Damn, you have Lost Tribes in the Promised Land, I believe is one, and then History of the American Indians. Then you have there's a couple pamphlets that I have that speaks about how Northern Kingdom will read about the history. James Adair studied them. You had Thomas Thorogood. You had what was the other one? Can't remember his name, but pretty much they studied these so-called Mayans, so-called Mayan Indians, natives, so to speak. And they would tell, about their history, how it pretty much went back to Israel, Egypt, and when these explorers, so to speak, they studied these, Northern Kingdom, they said that they had to be descendants of the Israelites. When you read, matter of fact, let me get it. Second Esdras 13. Second Esdras 13. And it goes to say, bear with me one quick. Hold on. I'm tripping, hold on. I gotta find this, hold on, bear with me real quick. Here we go. I'm gonna start from start at verse 40. So this is 2nd Esdras 13:40, Shalaki. Those are the 10 tribes which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king, whom Salmanazar the king of Assyria led away captive, and he carried them over the waters and say, so came into another land. But they took this counsel amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into further country where never mankind dwelt. You can look at because it said it took them a year and a half to get there. And when you read about the book of I think the book of Kings, it tell you how at one point King Solomon had a voyage of men that would come to the Western Hemisphere, and it took them 3 years. So it was a year there and a year and a half back. And it says that they might keep their statutes which they never kept in their own land, and they entered into Euphrates by the narrow places of the river, For the Most High then showed signs for them, and he held still the flood till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half, and the same region is called Asareth. Then dwelt there until the latter time, and now when they shall begin to come. So this, during that time of Salmanazar, they broke away from the heathen, and now to this present day that they're still here. And these so-called natives that even Christopher Columbus knew who they were, because he had a Hebrew interpreter named Luis Torres that spoke Hebrew, and he spoke Hebrew into the natives. Now going back to hold on, bear with me, because now I don't know where the hell that it went. Damn it. Yeah, Shalaki. So it says archaeologists have discovered a wooden Maya canoe in southern Mexico, believed to be over 1,000 years old, measuring over 5 feet. It was found almost completely intact, submerged in a freshwater pool near the ruined Maya city of Chichen Itza. Mexico and Antiquities Institute, INAH, says it may have been used to extract water or deposit ritual offers. The rare find came during construction work on a new tourist railway known as the Maya Train. Lucky. In a statement, the INAH said archaeologists had discovered ceramics, a ritual knife, and painted murals of hands on a rock face in a pool known as a cenote. Experts from Paris Sorbonne University have been helping with pinpointing the canoe's exact age and type. The statement said a 3D model of it would also be made to allow replicas to be made and to facilitate further study. It added. And here's, I guess, this is the picture right here. It believed canoe may have been used to extract water from pool or to make ritual offerings. The Maya civilization flourished before Spain conquered the region. In their time, the Mayas ruled large stretches of territory in what is now southern Mexico, Guatemala, Belize, and Honduras. The boat has been tentatively dated between 830 and 950 AD, toward the end of the Maya civilization's golden age. And this is the point. Around this period, the Maya suffered a major political collapse marked by the abandonment of cities dotted around modern-day Central America, leaving ruins of towering pyramids and other stone buildings. And that was the point. Okay, let me see pyramid in Mexico. And I'm gonna bring up the picture. There you have it, pyramids and different stone buildings. Now, one thing I'm gonna say is Egypt. Hold on, pyramids in Egypt. And there you go. There you have it, the pyramids in Egypt. I'm gonna get this one, Deuteronomy 28. Showing that it was going to be a prophecy that our people were going to go back into Egypt. And what happened was, during the time passing, Israel, Northern Kingdom, had started going off. And what happens, Esau was able to come over and destroy them and put them into bondage. Deuteronomy 28, 58. No, I'm bugging. 68. It says, and the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships by the way whereof I spake unto thee. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, no man shall buy you. And close that. Close this. Let me bring this out, see what I had. So it says, Deuteronomy 18. Hold on. I'm gonna read this. It said, why is this NIV? Let me just read it for this time being. Exodus 4:18. So it said, then Moses went back to Jethro, his father-in-law, and said to him, let me return to my own people in Egypt to see if any of them are still alive. Jethro said, go and I wish you well. The Lord has said to Moses and Midian, go back to Egypt, for all those who wanted to kill you are dead. So Moses took his wife and sons, put them on a donkey, and started back to Egypt. He took the staff of Yahweh in his hand. The Lord said to Moses, when you return to Egypt, see that you perform before Pharaoh all the wonders I have given you the power to do. But I will harden his heart so that he will not let the people go. Then say to Pharaoh, this is what the Lord says, Israel is my firstborn, and I told you, let my son go, so he may worship me, but you refuse to let him go, so I will kill your firstborn son. So that was that point. I'm going to go to chapter 5, I believe. Is chapter 5. After Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and said, this is what the Lord, the power of Israel, says, let my people go, so that they may hold a festival to me in the wilderness. Pharaoh said, who is the Lord that I should obey him and let Israel go? I do not know the Lord, and I will not let Israel go. Let me see. Exodus 1 and 13. I'm just jumping around for the moment. Exodus 1 and 13. And the Egyptians made the children of Israel to serve with rigor, just showing, making a point that Israel was in Egypt. And where did they learn about pyramids? Because we were in Egypt. Clearly showing you that these people that were in the Western Hemisphere before Esau came over were descendants of Israel. Because throughout history, you don't see nobody else in the world that built pyramids. Why? Because their descendants were never there. We were there. We were the descendants. So-called blacks, Latino, Hispanic, Native Americans. Let me see. Exodus 7:1. And the Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a god to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. Thou shalt speak all that I command thee, and Aaron thy brother shall speak unto Pharaoh, that he send the children of Israel out of his land. And I will harden Pharaoh's heart, and multiply signs and my wonders in the land of Egypt. But Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you, that I may lay my hand upon Egypt, and bring forth my armies and my people, the children of Israel, out of the land of Egypt by great judgments. And the Egyptians shall know that I am the Lord when I stretch forth my hand upon Israel, bring out the children of Israel among them. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they. And that pretty much is the point. And here it is. You have also as well another one that says, and the Lord said unto Moses, rise up early in the morning and stand up before Pharaoh, and said to him, thus said the Lord, power of the Hebrews, let my people go, that they may serve me. For I will at this time send all my plagues upon thine heart, and upon thy servants, and upon thy people, that thou mayest know that there is none like me in all the earth. For now I will stretch out my hand, that I may smite thee and thy people with pestilence, and thou shalt be cut off from the earth. Let me go down some. Now, this is another one that says, hold on, bear with me. I'm just getting numbers 14 and 3 numbers. So lucky. So it says, Numbers 14. And 1. Salaki. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Who would the Most High that we had died in the land of Egypt? Or would the Most High we had died, Salaki, would Yahweh that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yahweh we had died in this wilderness? And wherefore has the Lord brought us into this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it not better for us to return into Egypt? So I brought that out just to show you how our people were in Egypt, and they loved Egypt, and they kept certain customs of Egypt that the Lord told our people to break free from. Going into, even when Moses went and got the 613 law, statutes, and commandments, what did they do? They made themselves golden calves, which were what? They learned from Egypt. And they said one to another, let us make a captain and let us return into Egypt. So there you go. Yeah, that was it. So hold on real quick. So yeah, that was just something, not too long. Like I said, this was just something that stood out to me. I was reading earlier when I saw the pyramids. I was like, yo, damn. And when you really look at or read books and different things about Northern Kingdom, it clearly shows that the Israelites is much more, but just seeing those pyramids. Well, another thing too, when you go into Acts, I believe the 13th chapter, when I believe it was Paul, and he was pretty much speaking about the whole history of Israel. And again, you have to ask yourself, why would Paul be speaking to Gentiles or heathens if they had nothing or don't know the history of Israel? And we know the history of our forefathers and our people, Israel, that at one time we were actually in Egypt when we built those damn pyramids. They made us to serve rigorous and hard bondage. Same thing here in America. And even before this, the American establishment was established, when the Northern Kingdom had their own civilization on the West, they used pyramids. And I wonder why. And just showing you that Israel, Northern Kingdom, so-called Latinos, Hispanic, Native Americans, are of indeed the stock of Hebrew Israelites. And that's pretty much it. Lord's will, y'all were edified. And with that, I'm going to say shalom.